Alright, folks, I've recorded 15 minutes of this polytrack modding tutorial number 1, and realized the mic is poo-poo dog water, so I'm back. It's already done a bit of work on our first mod here, polypastes. New mod. Imagine this is empty. I've just created this folder. And we go to the wiki. Quick start. Oh my god. It should look like this. Okay. If I go like heads up splits. Wow, look at this. Latest versions, and in the versions, manifest is how it should look like. Okay. Latest, manifest. And yeah. The latest, polytrack version, mod version, polytrack version, mod version, polytrack version, mod version. As many as you support, I guess. This new mod is brand new, only supports 0.5.2 and for version 0.1.0, which this can change, right? If let's say I make a new version and 0.1.1, well now 0.0 isn't the latest. I need to change this manually. You need to change this when you mod updates. Anyways, I don't want 0.1.1, so let's go back here and then the manifest. You have a sample one here. I suggest just like copying this and pasting it and like, yeah, changing name, ID, author, main, and targets. Targets is 0.0 beta 5. This is the default. You need to change this. You need to change this. Beta 5 is not the played version anymore. 0.5.2 and soon 0.6. Yeah, main.mod. This link, you can find it here. Oh yeah, dependencies. Dependencies we don't need, but the dependencies works with ID and version, so ID of the mod. So if you wanted to depend on like polypastes, then you depend on this ID and this version. For example, you won't need to. Polypastes won't expose any API. You won't need, but. And then basic mod file, again, you can just copy this, go here, bam, paste, and then change this. It says this you need to change to your target polytrack. So in my case, 0.5.2, and oh wow, look at that, 0.5.2, it's not this. I've seen people complain about it not working, and they didn't change this part of the link when it clearly says. Yeah, that aside, you'll also want to import mixin type, so you can do mixins. But anyways, what is polypastes? Well then, what is polypastes? Oh, okay. This is what, yeah. So I usually play on web.polymodloader.com, right? This is what I usually play on. So I would suggest not putting mods on, not putting local mods on here. Yeah, local, I forgot. This PyHTTP server script that's currently running, I suggest using this when you're making a mod. It makes it a lot easier to test because, so here, when you change a file, you can reload, and then it works. It's updated instead of having to push to GitHub and do whatnot. It just works. But don't have any local host mods here, because when they're not running, then they crash, and PolyModLoader is very angry at you, and bad things happen. But anyways, so what does our mod do? Well, so we have this space here. This is a big track code. Maps in polytrack are very often put in paste.dev so that they can be imported, copied directly, because the other alternative is to download the file, which is annoying. But you probably know this, because you're modding polytrack, you know how polytrack works. And you want to be able to just put the paste on that link and import. And this should work, but it doesn't. Why? The mod is not done. The mod does nothing right now. It's not even registered because they're even imported, because this is web. I don't want to import mods here. So we have this version. This is why, because right now I'm currently working on a mod and it breaks. But I don't care about this thing because it's polytrack mods codebreak.page. I don't play on this. I only mod. So I can just go here and delete polymods. I can just reload. And boom, now I have a fresh polytrack install to work on. well, more or less fresh. It still has PolyModLoader and PML core, but it's basically fresh. Yeah. So we wait for it to load. And yeah, we have our mods and we have literally nothing, which is fantastic. That's what I want, right? So I want to work import HTTP localhost 8000, right? As it says right here. It has to be HTTP. This has to be HTTP. If it's HTTPS, this won't work. This is HTTP. HTTP, HTTP. Okay? And it is /polypastes. And since I have the latest properly set up to be 0.1.0 and the manifest everything, this should just work. So it has no icon, because as you observe here, it has an icon.png, so let's steal car switcher's logo, I guess. Which is, it's funny. And that's our icon.png, and so now if I do this, bam. So now I can apply, and it reloads, and everything should work perfectly fine. And we can see polypastes. So that means our mod is loaded, imported, everything should work. So now, if we import, bam, it prints, which is what we've done here. Right. Yeah, I didn't go over what I already did. Oops. So, what we have already is we have a class mixin. So if we go to the wiki for mixins, wiki mixins, we have a class mixin with scope. So scope is the class. Oh, also for when you're modding, you should definitely have cache mods off. If you don't, they won't reload. If you don't change the version, which you don't want, so cache mods off. Yeah, I've been gone for a while, I don't remember where I was, but I shall be saying something about cache mods off. Do this. It's very good. Oh, I applied. Oops, let's reload real quick. All my icons are gone for no reason. Oh. Okay, never mind, we're good. I can continue this. So, we were at, I'm spoiling we were at here, right, bam, scope, this is the class, Ajax, path, this is the method from export string, mixin type, we want to insert, at const s equals xa, and we insert this logging, which is what we saw before, we observed before. So if you go here and we search the from export string, this is the function we want, because this function, it takes an export string, so the string representation of a map that starts with polytrack 1, and so what it does, it does multiple functions. You have the first one, it looks for polytrack 1, this is the most recent track encoding. This one's for v3, another track encoding, v2, v1n, etc. until one of them returns true. Returns something that is not null. Null is R, if null is not I, if null is not N, etc. But if S, which is the last one, XA, I believe, is just literally just parsing. Yeah, it's just parsing. Yes, polytrack still supports just parsing. If this doesn't work, well, no, it's probably not a valid map. So we want router here, because if this is null, it's not a valid map, but it might just be a pastes on dev link. And yeah, you can see, oh wow, it pasted correctly. So you could also observe the difference between E and T. Notice. So yeah, T, wait, no, I print T last, right? Yeah, I print E last. So E is with spaces, while T removes all the spaces. Does it make a difference for us? Because anyways, in links, you can't have spaces, but we'll still use T just as a good practice, I guess. So now, what we want to do, if you go back to here, is we want to, when we're here, if the T or E, or well, the import code is a link that is a paste.dev link, we want to fetch it and then rerun from export string on it so that it imports the map normally, and then return that instead of null. So how would that look in a mixin? Good question. Cautioning whether to put this in another, yeah. So we'll create a function here, load from paste link. So now we don't actually know if this is a link or not. Why does shut up? So, well, how do we determine that it's a paste.dev link? So we can copy this, go to our new function, bam. And this works. And let's say link instead of input. Thank you, Copilot. I definitely didn't need to tell me. Okay, we don't want text. We want, well, actually, if test link. Oh, I did remove it. Test. This is a real programming language. We need brackets. Okay. Bam. Then this is a part I don't really know. Link dot how do I do this? I'm not entirely sure. It's been a good minute. Because I want to extract that part. So I guess in the meantime, what I could do is link dot split. Oopsies. Slash no. Dev slash, and I think this should give me the index I want. And then yeah, 1. So this is our link. Dude, oh my god, Copilot, shut up. Reject. So yeah, this just gives us the code. So if I were to console.log null, and then here what we can do instead is we can use this to our advantage that we const s. Oh, actually, it's const. But we can say s equal to null. Return. Okay, so now I can do a funny little trick where we go. Okay, not here, in here. PML.get from polytrack. Because this just runs code in the main scope of polytrack. And we'll do window dot underscore I don't know. Poly paste mod equals poly loader.get mod. Actually, this needs to be these. This dot mod ID. Now I don't recall. Let me check really quick if it's mod ID or mod ID. Author ID. Yeah, mod ID capital D. Okay. So this is correct. And so now we can go return window dot poly paste mod. Don't from paste e. I hate when it's correct and it adds a bunch of bullshit behind it. Load from paste, and we'll do T just out of principle. Actually, we'll do E, whatever, doesn't matter. So now, if we rerun our code, we don't need the regex anymore, I don't think. You refresh this. It should hopefully. Oh, and it face initialized. Okay. Windows on. Oh, I can't spell apparently. Okay, that's fine. What's not fine is that now, because PolyModLoader is somewhat well built, it's unloaded now. So you can see PML core, nothing else gets initialized because it got unloaded. Be mindful of this. PolyModLoader will unload your mod if it doesn't initialize. Yeah. This needs to be in quotation marks, or else it'll be running. Alright, so we know that this mod ID is. So this will go based on poly paste. So this would work, but this wouldn't work because poly paste doesn't exist. Whatever, I don't need to explain this. Okay, this should work now. Surely. I'm tempted to cut out these loadings. Take a while. Okay, so now we can do whatever, nothing will happen. But if we give a paste.f link, we get the code. Fantastic. What do we do with the code now? Well, there exists api.paste.dev / the code, and then wow, it's in plain text. Because pastes, there's a lot of other stuff. If we go see like the dev tools, there's a bunch of other elements that we don't want. There's a head, we don't want that. That's going to be annoying to isolate this extra work that we don't want to have to do. And we don't have to do because this is just in plain text. This is literally, if you go to network, this literally just returns text.plain, which is amazing. This is fantastic. This is great. We love this. So now you want to do that, to fetch that. So if we use the regular fetch, based on, okay, close, but that's wrong. We know it's api.paste.dev. Yeah, just like that. This won't work because fetch is asynchronous. It returns a promise. It's, oh, I promise you I'll get it someday. But our program doesn't wait. This is not an asynchronous function. So it won't wait, which, yeah, so we can't use fetch. Instead, we have to use something that this guy uses as well, XML HTTP request. So, new HTTP request, and yeah, it does that. Is the last one async? Method string, yep. So you want get URL that async false. We don't want it to be asynchronous. We want it to be synchronous. We want to stay in the same thread. Okay, so I got some logging going. So this is our final response. Yeah, okay. We have 121 kilobytes of response text. Let's go. Now we should be able to remove the logging and just return okay, this is where okay, this.pml equals pml, so that I can do this.pml dot get from polytrack hx dot from export string let's see, how do I, let's actually say const for no from export string equals this, and then I can return one string I dot response text. Okay, now in theory this should work. Let's try it out. Remove the loading UI, and then make this not hidden. Okay, there we go. It totally loaded, guys, trust me. And we will now try to load this map. Oh my god, look at that. Thriflora. Okay, I'm gonna have to hide that. That was private. Woohoo. Full speed lab, surely you have a paste bin. My god, where's the top button? I know there's a top button. There we go, jump to top. Okay, paste.dev. Copy this. Actually, we just copy it from here. Paste.dev. Import. Well, if that isn't fantastic. And yeah, mod done. There you go. Fantastic. Poly pastes. Now I'm gonna make an icon and properly publish it. So that mod isn't done, I will be back so that people can go from the editor and have a new little button. Or I guess on the export button to have like a button here to be like upload to pastes. I'll see. I don't have really much time to do that right now, so yeah.